Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Lüning, Horst Lüning, this is my son Ben, and today we have another Glenmorangie here on our cask. It's the 18 years Extremely Rare.
Yeah, it's not that rare. Usually it's in the standard range, but when you look at the sales numbers for the other bottles, the 10 original and the 4 extra maturations, then yeah, it is a bit rare. Yeah, the 18-year-old is one of the few whiskies of the standard range from Glenmorangie that is not deviated from the original. Usually you have 10 years of maturation and then you have a finish. This here is 15 years of maturation in bourbon casks, and then 30% of the casks are being recast into Oloroso sherry casks, and then they get a further 3 years of maturation for their finish in sherry casks.
This has a little bit of history, because in former times they had been a 15 years old.
Okay.
So they had been a 15 years old, and then they did this recasking after that. This is, well, some classic of Glenmorangie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the bottle is, as the Signet bottle, is a little bit different to the standard range. It's more this bowling pin-shaped bottle. It has a thick, hefty bottom. It's haptic, and the label is very small, so that you can see the whiskey. And I like that very much. That you can see the whiskey, all the color, and there's some golden offset printing for the age statement on it. So it's a wonderful bottle with a very good box for presenting it to your uncle and your heritage. I'm sorry. So this is a perfect gift. And the Signet is as well on it. This is this pictogram from the Picts, the former inhabitants of Scotland.
I think the Picts were not that big in Scotland.
They started to appear at 5000 before Christ, I think.
Oh, okay.
So they have been a long time there, but not many of them.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Before Christ, there were not many people on the earth.
Yeah. Yeah. So a wonderful top note of caramel and vanilla. This always happens to those wonderful whiskies where I had a first sip, not in front of the camera here, and the second sip, then this caramel vanilla notes appear. It's wonderful. And then there is this sherry note in it, and a little bit of oakiness appearing through. And there's some lighter floral notes in it. So this is a wonderfully balanced whiskey. I had it some 8 years ago, I think, and I remember a hefty, spicy whiskey, and this in my nose is something completely different. Yeah,
it's still, when I compare it to the ones I had in Scotland, the original and the three of the maturations, then this is still pretty much on the oak side. It's, for Glenmorangie, it's still very mature and very spicy, very hefty, very dark, very oaky. When you compare it to the Signet that we had before, it's not that hefty. It's less. Yeah, so it's a nicely well balanced. You do realize a bit of that pineapple citric flavor that we do know from the distillery character of Glenmorangie.
Yeah, the taste is really smooth and sweet on your tongue, and with a citrus note in it. As soon as you swallow, the spiciness is there, the old cask maturation is there, and there are dark fruits, dates, figs, and you said it before, a light nutty note, probably coming from the sherry casks, and a light dryness and dried fruit. Yeah, so a wonderful, rewarding taste.
You realize it's an older Glenmorangie, but it's still, you still get the distillery character. So you do have a bit of a spiciness, bit of a oak flavor, and the sherry influence is very subtle, very balanced. I would say it's a nicely balanced, complex, intriguing whiskey. So price and heftiness of the whiskey.
You just said that in the mid 80s to 90s, euros, dollars, pounds.
It's debatable whether that's like a every week whiskey or it's an occasional whiskey. Depends on your status
pocket.
of money, on the depth of your pocket. You could try it every week, but it's a bit. I still find it now that I had the second sip. It's a bit hefty. It's a bit overwhelming. You do have a lot of the oak flavors that tend to be extreme, so you have to be into that have that to every week whiskey.
But to be fair, it's not bitterness. It's not long-lasting coffee espresso notes. No, it's a wonderful oaky spiciness carrying long. So this wouldn't be a whiskey in front of dinner. Afterwards, yes, but not in front of dinner. Yeah. A wonderful piece of work, and I think it's wonderfully priced. It's not too expensive.
It's okay. It's good.
It's good. It's good. 43% ABV.
You're getting good stuff, and it's beautiful. That's the thing about Glenmorangie. They really pack into the design as well. So when you have it, you put it on a shelf. It really looks good.
Yeah.
It's really nice. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching. Watch out for the upcoming Glenmorangie Distillery video, and see you next time.